A YouTube star has avoided jail for grooming a 13-year-old girl for sex. Marcus Dibble was planning on meeting up with the girl before her mother intervened.
I don't even know how to start this video.
Why are you doing this? You understand what you're doing? How can you do this? You make me sick.
G'day, ladies and gentlemen. I feel so creeped out by this situation, and I thought it was finally time that I made this video. I sat back and I wanted to wait for the court case to be over and all that type of shit. And when it finished, I was angry. I was really disappointed in the justice system. I was confused by it all, and I think a lot of people were. I watched Lewis Spears' video on this particular topic. It's really good. Go and watch it. And that just made me angrier, finding out all the intricate details of the case. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you a broad overview of what happened, what went down, and why this person, who used to be quite large on YouTube, no longer exists. And I feel personally attacked by this for some weird reason. I mean, I was never friends with the dude. I barely knew him. I think I talked to him on Instagram a couple of times, but I watched his videos when I was younger, when I was in high school and coming out of high school. So where do you start? Let's start at the very beginning. Who is Marcus Dibble? Marcus Dibble was an Australian YouTuber who made call-out videos. Videos where he'd find a person of interest and call them out. And by call them out, I mean he would basically try to get them to respond to create a bit of a war. This was Marcus's business plan throughout his YouTube career, and it worked. He encountered some of the biggest internet celebrities of the late 2010s. From Catch Me Outside Girl to Prank Invasion, Little Tay, all the way up to Jake and Logan Paul. Anything that was big on the internet, Marcus Dibble had his fingerprints on it. And he was very successful at this. Throughout 2018, if you look at his video views, they were very large indeed. He was attracting hundreds of thousands of people to his YouTube channel. He very much found his niche. He was making good money, he was doing all of these things, and he was probably loving the fame. But in the middle of last year, he removed several videos. In fact, he removed 6 million views worth of videos. Now, I can't really tell from just by looking at that number how many videos that is, but judging by the amount of views he had per video, let's say it's over 50. So why would he do this? All these people love him. Why would he remove all these videos that's probably monetized and making him cash every single month? I can't imagine why someone who would be making money from it would remove all those videos and stop uploading. Well, if you didn't know the reason why, here it is.
Marcus Dibble made a name for himself with big talk and pranks on social media. But today, the disgraced YouTube star was silent after being sentenced for grooming a 13-year-old girl for sex.
Yep, this fuckwit, who many of us watched, tried to meet up with a child and have sex with them. This is not an accusation. He has been found guilty, and the mother of the child ended up stepping in and stopping it from happening. But if she didn't, he could very well have had sex with that young person. I'm not sure what the age of consent is, and the reason I'm not sure is because, let's be honest, if you're over the age of 18 and you're dating someone or going out with someone under the age of 18, it's a bit fucking creepy, mate. Just hang out with someone your own age or older. It's not that fucking hard. But what this piece of shit did wasn't dating someone who was 17 and everyone looks at you like, oh, that's a bit creepy. This young lady was 13 fucking years old. 13. And whether or not this was something that was going on for a long time, I actually talked to Michaela Testa about this, and she had a video that didn't go viral on YouTube, but it got a lot of views talking about this exact subject. Maybe she's someone who could talk about this some more. It's disgusting. And this guy has no fans now. They're all gone, rightfully so. Like, he's a grub, he's a creep, he's a fucking idiot. How you could be told by a 13-year-old that they're 13 and then still think it's okay is far beyond me and any logical thinking person. That is a child, a year out of fucking primary school, you. As I said, I'm not the first person to talk about this. A lot of small YouTubers have commented on it, and even big YouTubers like Lewis Spears commented on it as well.
He has been found guilty. He pled guilty to grooming a 13-year-old girl and attempting to meet up with her at an Airbnb. after messaging her back and forth for a really long time.
You can see that Lewis is filthy about this. This is a dude that represents our industry. And this is what's fucking happened. So let's have a look at the case that was reported by the newspapers and try to get a feel for what actually went on. YouTube comedian Marcus Dibble registered as sex offender for grooming a teenage girl. That's just crazy to read. What a fucking grub. A prolific YouTuber who called a 13-year-old girl Little Legend before graphically describing all the sexual things he wanted to do to her will spend the next 15 years as a registered fucking hell, mate. Marcus Dibble, 27, who appeared in the Melbourne Magistrates Court, where he was given an 18-month community-based order for possessing and producing child abuse material between 2019 and 2020. That was it? An 18-month basically good behaviour bond? Fucking hell. He was also ordered to perform 150 hours of unpaid community work. Oh, fucking, that's horrible. What a fucking slap on the wrist. The victim told him that she was 13. Court documents revealed that Dibble said to the girl that it was fine and he wanted to meet her to take photographs. Dibble, who was 24 at the time, had also claimed he had contacted the girl's mother for permission. Within weeks, Dibble had sent the girl 25 photographs of women in sexually suggestive poses. 13. That's a fucking baby. Fuck. In another message, Dibble praised the girl for being open-minded and aware at your age. Have a good day, you little legend, he wrote. Dibble also groomed the girl while she was at school and through phone calls. Court documents revealed that as time went on, his advances became more sexually explicit. And on one occasion, he told the child, if I kissed you, rubbed your back and neck and choked you from the back, have sex with you in different ways, would you like that? Fuck you, mate. Fuck you. In May 2020, Dibble booked accommodation through Airbnb, invited the girl there, which ultimately prompted the mother to call the police, rightfully so. When investigators raided Dibble's home, they found steroids, and child abuse material. I've somehow managed to find the footage of moments before the police stormed Marcus Dibble's home.
Hello, son. Discipline.
The 27-year-old avoided jail after pleading guilty to charges including producing, possessing and distributing child abuse material. Instead, he was convicted with an 18-month community corrections order, partly due to his youth and his lack of any prior convictions.
How does that matter? Lock him up. He's been found guilty. Lock him up. So this whole thing leaves me with a few questions. How did he pay for his legal team? That's what I'd like to know. Because if you have a look at this video, which is entitled We Need to Talk, throughout it he asks for assistance through a GoFundMe page to help him in another case of him being sued. It ends up raising $20,000, over $20,000. If I was one of those people who gave him money for that legal case, I would be asking the question, and I don't know if this is true or not, was that money used to defend him as a sex offender? If I was one of those people, I would want to know. And then, when you go to Dibble's Instagram page, this is what comes up. Dibble, public figure, don't believe, think. BRB. There's no being right back. You're done. But honestly, when we go back and we look at the videos he made, he was obviously a shit bloke. The videos made about Percy Inglis, some teenager with obvious problems who eventually killed himself, and I'm not saying Dibble had anything to do with that, but he eventually killed himself, and Dibble harassed him. And Justin Ryan, a young dude who's obviously got a lot of issues. Dibble made video after video about him making fun of his issues as someone who has a disability. This guy was never a good guy, and we should have seen that. But out of all of this, the one thing that pisses me off more than anything is the lack of jail time. People who attack children, people who have sex with children should be locked the fuck up. How is that not obvious? Fuck you, Marcus Dibble. Fuck you to the moon. I have no real positive way to end this video. Just be careful out there, ladies and gentlemen, and particularly if you've got young kids, keep an eye on them. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Be a good motherfucker. Peace in the Middle East. Me dick stinks. Toodle-wah-wah. Bye-bye.